the king. The king. The Raven King is here. Watch the hammer fall, shadow spiral, worlds collapse, it's against them all. Another door step in, feel the air go thin. Another win or lose, it's me or you, it's me or you. Through the dark night, rise to the sound. Push it hard.
Viking strong, Viking strong, power. Yeah. Hello everyone, this is Viking Jesus. Viking Jesus. Reach out and touch faith, your own personal Viking Jesus. There he is. I want you to be Viking strong. That's the message. Viking strong. Don't be a space cadet. Don't be a space cadet like NASA. NASSholes. Never a straight answer. NASA stands for never a straight answer. And that's the way demons are. They never give a straight answer. They always dodge. They always misunderstand. They always intentionally confuse things, misconstrue things. They're entitled. They have an entitlement complex. They share a lot of similar traits. Daemon, here's a definition for a daemon. In ancient Greek belief, a divinity or supernatural being of a nature between gods and humans. A daemon, an inner or attendant spirit of inspiring force, an inspiring force. A daemon. There's mailer daemons used today. They've been used since the early World Wide Web and email services such as Yahoo Mail, etc. Daemons, mailer daemons. They are an attendant spirit, trying to teach you something. Some on YouTube believe that I've made up the word daemon the way I say it. And I've been trying to teach you things all along, but a lot of people come to my channel with a big ego and a big entitlement complex, demonic, of or resembling or characteristic of demons or evil spirits, demonic possession. Slightly different from daemon or daemonic. It's not quite the same thing. Devilish, diabolical, demoniacal, okay? Fiercely, energetic, or frenzied. Demonic creation, creating like a demon, writing like a mad demon, making videos like a mad demon. It's not necessarily evil. Gaslight, to manipulate someone using psychological methods into questioning their own sanity. I would disagree with the sanity part, but memory or powers of reasoning. Gaslighting is demonic. To gaslight someone, it's demonic. To try to warp them into believing that they're at fault, that they're doing something that they're not doing. Try to make them have false memories. It's demonic to do that. Gaslighting. If someone cares for you, it's demonic to try to force them or make them or manipulate them to believe that they're not. If they've never abandoned you, a lot of borderlines try to manipulate people to believe that they've abandoned you when they're standing right there. For example, my channels are still up. I haven't taken them down. I haven't abandoned you, my viewers, or my moderators at all. My emails are still up. I don't check them every day or every hour, as I've told people for years. Days can go by, sometimes a whole week or more. But if something's important, you can always say during my live streams, hey, Stephen, I sent you an email. Did you get it? Or it's important. Could you please take a look, check your email, please? Don't try to force me to check it every 10 minutes of the day. But if you have something, and there were people that did that early on with my channel, and I had to let them go. They tried to keep telling me all day long, check your email, check your email, check. And I'm not going to be bossed around and controlled. I won't be. Gaslighting is part of people's trying to control someone else, a means of control. Wave goodbye on their way to the recycling center. Wave goodbye. Wave goodbye. You can't control me through gaslighting. You can't lie to me saying you abandoned me or you abandoned us. No, I haven't. I'm right here. It reminds me of crazy women yelling and screaming at their boyfriend. You abandoned me. Well, they're right there. And the cops show up and they're like, what is she talking about? I haven't abandoned anyone on here in reality. That's gaslighting. That's a lie. And it's an example. Gaslighting is demonic. I also didn't expect anyone to be at my beck and call 24/7 the way some tried to gaslight me. Never expected that. Day or night, anyone. Moderators, viewers, part of my team, friends. Never, including my girlfriend, I don't expect to be at my beck and call 24/7. So it's bullshit when people try that stuff. It's gaslighting. And they talk about others gaslighting them, but they never talk about their own gaslighting of people. They'll call their ex-boyfriends narcs. That's another common trait with borderlines. Everyone they ever dated is called a narc in their mind. They bash their exes. Do you ever hear me bashing all of my ex-girlfriends? Narcs do that, though. Narcissistic women often call every boyfriend they ever had, everyone they ever dated, even not ones that was just one date. Every man is a narc in their minds. They're all narcs. They're all abusive, as though every man in the world is abusive. And they carry that and project it onto all men. A lot of them are feminists, and they won't admit it. A lot of them were part of the feminist movement. A lot of women that do this kind of stuff, that gaslight men and call all men narcissists. But they never look in a mirror and say, am I narcissistic? Why am I alone? Why can't anyone deal with me? Why are so many of these women alone? Why are so many of these women alone? Because they're gaslighting men, and they group in all men as narcissists and meanies and bad and toxic masculinity. They gaslight men, and every time they speak of any ex-boyfriend, it's always he was an abuser, he was toxic, he was a narcissist. And it's millions of women that do this. Do you really believe the world is run by every man as a narcissist and an abuser and toxic masculinity? Because if you listen to these women, that's the way they portray men. We're all abusive. We're all narcissists. We gaslight them. They're all innocent and pure. These women can do no wrong. And if you upset them and say no, or you make a choice that they don't like, a decision with your own stuff, whether it's your house, your car, your group, your YouTube channel, they want to control you. They want to control it and say, oh, how dare you do that? You're abandoning us. And they start crying and gaslighting. And that's a means of control. And they think it's going to work. You don't control me. No woman on earth does, and no man on earth does. I am my own being. This is my channel. If I create something else like my artwork, you don't control my artwork, my websites, my YouTube channels. You don't control my houses. You don't control my finances. You don't control my feelings, my mind. You don't control me. And a lot of women have gotten away with this throughout their lives for decades. They'll be 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. And they've gotten away with it where society and men and women have allowed them to be that way. Nobody's put their foot down and said, no, you're not controlling me. You can't control me. It's my decision. You can't take me deciding what I do with my own groups, my own networks, my own YouTube channels, whatever it may be. You can't control what clothing I wear, what my style is, what my shoes are, what kind of vehicle I purchase, what kind of laptops I purchase, where I decide to live in life, what I decide to read, what music I like. You can't control me at all. And that's what bothers these control freaks that want to control, gaslight, manipulate through tears and through you hurt me. No, you're trying to control me. Don't twist it around. You're trying to control me, and it won't work. And some of them gang up in a little group. They get together behind the scenes. And it's just like Team Evil. They'll gang up in a group of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And Team Evil will gang up at 50, 100, whatever it is, 200, 500, 1,000. That's what they do. It won't work. You can't control me. And entities can't control me. Evil demons in this realm can't fucking control me. What makes you think that you can control me? You can't. It won't work. Yelling won't work. False tears won't work. Twisting it around, saying, well, you hurt me. That won't work. Saying, you abandoned us. You abandoned me, or you abandoned us. No, I didn't. I'm right here and reachable. In fact, the opposite is true. You blocked me. I didn't unfriend you or block you. You blocked me. You've twisted it around. You've 180 warped it. You're liars. Some of you are liars on here. And I'm not even going to mention their names. I don't have to. Do I reserve the right that at some point in the future I want to name names? Yes, I very well could. Just like I've named names with Callie and Marcella in the past. Is that open to possibility? Absolutely. Based on what they tried to do psychologically to me. You attacked me and twisted things and warped things and didn't listen and understand what I was saying. I never said anyone has to be at my beck and call 24/7, day and night. I never abandoned any of you. Any of you. I'm reachable. Live stream after live stream, day after day, night after night, week after week. Even if I took days off, I'm always reachable. I've never abandoned anyone. There are channels on YouTube that went down suddenly with no explanation. Like Chiron the Lost, Chiron Last. And he had tens of thousands of viewers, of subscribers. People generally didn't attack him and say, you abandoned us, fuck you, and just go off on him and start gaslighting him. A lot of people were worried when he disappeared. They showed concern. And these are people that are not the highest intelligence that were following his cult channel. And that's what they did. They reacted entirely differently rather than saying, "You abandoned us." And he disappeared completely. He wasn't reachable the way I am. My channels are still up. My emails are still up. I responded to a couple emails this morning, having coffee. I've told people many, many times that I don't answer my emails 10 minutes or a day or hours or a day, usually after someone leaves them, unless I just happen to be checking my email. I manually check it. I don't get notifications on my phone. I have that shut off on purpose. I have to manually, on my laptop, go to my email and check it, to my inbox. That's what I do on purpose, because I don't want to have alerts going off day and night and my whole life to be attached to people that are needy and clinging to me. I don't mind people emailing me once in a while at all. But when they get needy and clingy and say, "You didn't respond to my email immediately," and stuff like that. I've gone through that already on this channel early on when it started with one of the first mods. Got clingy, needy, was a complete psycho. She tried to off herself in her bathroom and ended up in the psych ward. All kinds of crazy shit. Crazy. So I know there's crazy women. You've shown me that from the first month of running a YouTube channel 3 years ago. And there still are today that are needy, that are clingy, that are warped, that gaslight, try to gaslight, control, that have entitlement complexes, think they can run me and run my channels and run my life and make me do this, or guilt me if I make a choice with my channels or groups or whatever my creative projects are, my creations. You're not going to control me, my artwork, my mind, my life, my YouTube channels, my groups. I created this. I can take it down. I'm not obligated to leave it up. I'm not obligated to you to do what you want me to do. I'm not obligated to the entitled that want to control and gaslight and guilt trip and try all kinds of tactics to get control over me and get their way and make me feel bad for any choice that I decide to do. I will make my choices. And I don't need to apologize to you for making. If I want to shut down the Sanity Machine and El Diablo and my other channels, I'll shut them down if I want to. I don't owe you something. You have an entitlement complex. You think you can control not only me, but others. I've defended some of you in the past from attacks. But maybe I was a little bit biased towards you. And I should have called you out more for some of your shit. The way you treated others, not just me, a bunch of others. It's never your fault, though, is it, in your mind? You're entitled. You feel entitled, but I don't work that way. You're not entitled to me, to know me, to run my life, to control my creations. What I built, what I invented or what I created, what I built. What was started by me, I can shut down. I don't owe you. That's directly to a few people behind the scenes that have created drama. And they blocked me, by the way. So actually, you left. I didn't block you and run away. You left. I made a choice you didn't like with something I created and you couldn't take it. Gaslighting is demonic. I'm going to say that again. Gaslighting is demonic. It's demonic behavior. Good spirits don't gaslight others. They don't guilt trip. They're not controlling. They're not gaslighters. They're not abusers. If you make a choice in your life, they don't gaslight the shit out of you and start crying, saying, "You abandoned me." Even if you break up with a girlfriend, even if you've dated for 5 years, you're free to break up and say, "Listen, this isn't working out. I'm going to make a change in life. I'm going to do this. And, we had some good times, but I'm leaving. I'm going to do this." You don't, the emotional gaslighting and control is demonic. To start crying and say, no, you can't leave me, and start freaking out like you see in some YouTube videos. Gaslighting is demonic. Whether it's a girlfriend, someone on the internet, whether it's your family trying it, a sibling, a parent, a child trying it, like a teenager or a 25-year-old with their parent Whoever it is, an uncle, an aunt, it doesn't matter. A cousin of yours. Gaslighting is demonic. Could be a coworker. It could be a boss of yours, and you're the employee, and they're fucking gaslighting you. And you don't have to do certain things, and they just keep guilting you and gaslighting you and warping it, saying, you didn't close the store this many Saturdays. And it's like, yeah, I did. I closed the store every Saturday, every weekend for the past 6 months. And they're trying to gaslight you. People go through that in this realm, and it's demonic. Not just when it happens to me. It is demonic to gaslight someone, to gaslight a child, to gaslight a man, to gaslight a woman, whether they're a child, teenager, 25, 55, whatever age they are, 85. It's demonic. Be aware of your behavior. Don't gaslight people. That's abuse. That is abuse. To twist things and warp things and try to warp someone's mind and try to make them believe that they're totally crazy. And all they've done is make a simple choice or said something in some cases that's true. Like if they say, oh, I went through child abuse, and then people in the family gaslight them and say, you were never abused. There was no child abuse. There was never this. There was never that. You're just imagining things. That's gaslighting. I've seen people do that. That's gaslighting. Gaslighting is demonic. Gaslighting is beyond cruel or evil. It is demonic. Now, whether you're an actual demon or possessed by a demon or just behaving like demons, it is demonic. That's what it is. The ones at the very top of the pyramid, the ones at the middle of the pyramid, the ones that are famous in evil, gaslight and think nothing of it. So if you're behaving like that, you're behaving like demons. You're doing demonic behavior. And even if you think you're good and pure and, oh, he did this or did that, I'm free to make choices in life, especially with things that I created and built. I don't have to apologize. If I took down my art sites, I don't owe anybody keeping them up. I don't owe anybody to keep doing this, to keep making videos and keep my channels up. I can quit anytime. I can retire from YouTube or retire and disappear if I wanted to. Now, that would be abandonment if I did that. If I disappeared from friends and just didn't contact them and had no way for you to contact me, then it would be that. But I haven't abandoned anyone. I'm right here. I'm speaking to you, still making videos and still have YouTube channels, still have my emails up, inboxes available, still do live streams almost every day where you can contact me either in the day or night. Right there in chat, you were been invited. They've been all invited, the ones that left, to come on and chat with me live as a guest. They don't want to do that though. That's interesting. They'd rather block me and run away than come on and have a conversation live on my live streams, shows for everyone to hear and to clear the air. What does that make them? Would you say it makes them cowards? There's a few of them I'm speaking about. Why can't they come on my show live using their voice? Why can they only text me while I'm running a live stream? And I said, I'm running a live stream. They said, oh, I didn't know you were live. I said, I've been live for 3 hours, over 3 hours. You didn't notice that I'm live for over 3 hours? Wow, okay. Whatever. But why don't you come on? Oh, they don't want to. They'd rather block me and run because they know I'm speaking the truth. If I'm a liar and if I abandoned you, come on my show and say how I abandoned you, any of you. Come on live as a guest and talk to me and clear the air and show me how I'm wrong. And I'm all ears. I'll be polite. I'll be cordial. I'll listen to you as I do with others. And you can show me and explain it to me. But I guess you don't want to do that for some reason. Isn't that interesting? You'd rather gaslight me in texting, messages, and make claims that you can't back up and then block and run. What does that say about you if you have to block me and run? And you've been invited, all three, to come on live and speak with me, either individually or all three versus me. You could make your little team, have your team. Come on live, and we'll see how you do. We'll see who has the truth and who speaks the truth. Explain to me how I've abandoned you and how I've harmed you. I'd love to hear it. Do you have the guts to do it, or can you only block and run? Can you only create drama and get together in a little gossipy hen group and listen to one bossy, entitled person, controlling, bossy, narcissistic person with a capital L, and follow along? Because I think that's what happened. But you're invited, the open invitation to come on live, just email me. You all have my email address, at least one of them, if not multiple. Email me and say, hi, Stephen. Be cordial, or be polite at least, or try to use some manners if you have any left. And say, hey, Stephen, I'd like to come on your show as a guest and speak live. I'm not going to just fire off insults in text. I'll speak with you like an adult, like someone that has a little bit of courage and class, and not be gutless and cowardly. I'll speak with you, and we'll clear the air. Once and for all, whether you stick around or not is up to you, obviously. What you do is up to you. But I think it's interesting that it follows the same pattern as Callie and Marcella and some others. Trash Luna was invited on live, Mushroom, and others, many others. But ones that were on my channel have been invited on. They never come on after they do that. They never come on. Where's the great fear of speaking with me live? To say your point of view and to show me how I'm wrong and accuse me the way you do in text. Accuse me of abandoning you live on my show and tell me how that makes sense. And say to me, what are you talking about? Say that on my show. Thanks for listening, everyone. Gaslighting is demonic. I've proven that in this.